And away we go. It is the Nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com, brought to you as always by Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for iPhone, Android, everything Galactic. Get you some delivery on Uber Eats to almost wherever you are in the tri-state. Pretty much inside the 275 loop if you want to get you some Galactic Fried Chicken brought to your home. And stop in down in Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15% off of your order. Closed for the rest of 22 on Monday and Tuesday. Just for the rest of 2022 and only on Monday and Tuesday. They are open Wednesday through Sunday. So get down there and get it going. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Chad.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You're good? Are you tired?
I'm tired.
Are you going to yell about things today?
I can't promise anything. I was up until, I don't know, about 1 o'clock working on timestamps. So
You love timestamps. Isn't it so funny that it's like what you hate the most has consumed your life now?
It's karma, I'm sure.
Oh boy. Practice today. It was what today was supposed to be closed because it was a walkthrough, and walkthroughs you don't really get a ton out of because they're just out there in helmets and jerseys and shorts and no pads and no hitting and no contact. And
hey, you don't want to show your goods to the common folk, right?
No, it's that there's a scrimmage tomorrow.
I know.
Like every day before the scrimmage is a walkthrough, and we always are like, "What? Don't bother having us out." But because they had to close Tuesday, because there was a staff meeting for like the support staff, they opened up today. And honestly, Aaron, today, like donor day, I don't even really get to watch practice because I end up just hanging out over on the rail and talking to donors that are members, have been longtime members, talked to the cheerleading coach who was out there today, and talked to a couple guys in UCATs that I haven't seen in a while. And it's a good day to kind of catch up with a lot of people. Sure. And so I don't get to watch a ton of practice on donor day. So there won't be a
detailed camp report.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, let me know what you think about this. Would it be rude for me? Because this is what it comes down to. While I'm standing there catching up with people, members that have been around, there were a couple today that have been around almost since the beginning. 12, 15 years ago, there were some multiple double-digit year members. Would it be rude for me to stand there and like take notes and watch practice?
Like, hey.
Yeah. Like,
wait. One more.
I didn't. But would it be rude if I were to do that?
I feel like it could be intercepted two different ways. And that, well, Chad's being rude. I just asked him a question. But you're also working. Like, it's not like you're just there, right? You're not also one of the fans in the stands taking in practice. You're there to do a job and report on the practice. That said, when it's just a walkthrough,
I think that's probably the thing. If it was a full padded practice, I would have been a little bit more. Probably the conversations would have been a little shorter too, because like when team periods would have started, I would have been like, "Hey, I gotta get over here and keep an eye on this stuff."
Well, I mean, we even heard it from Gavin Gerhardt in yesterday's interview. Like, I'm gonna go easy the rest of the week, just trying to get right for Saturday. Like,
so that's what I was doing. I was just getting right for Saturday.
There you go.
Big day of content tomorrow. I love getting a chance to catch up with everybody. It's weird that that's become an event where like almost everybody there is a Bearcat Journal member. Considering where we started from, many, many, many moons ago to now.
From the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, just to now, like on donor day, everybody's like, "Hey, Chad," like in Pat, like even people I haven't met, just giving hellos just because they've been members forever. It's kind of cool. It's very cool, actually, from a BCJ perspective that we've reached that level of awareness in the fan base.
Yeah, I got some of that from time to time too myself, and that's always just really
Humbling.
I don't ever know what to do or say. Like, oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, because I'm always caught off guard that anyone's recognizing me. And like, Chad, do you know that? No. Okay. Me either.
We do kind of have content that like thousands of people watch weekly. That yeah, so you're more known than you think. But it was a walkthrough, helmets and just get out there and keep fresh. I saw there was quite a bit of, it looked like Arkansas prep that they were going through, and actually had kind of broken into like scout teams, offense on one half, defense on the other. So you can tell the game is very close now,
Circled.
15 days away. Like it's here pretty much in terms of preparation.
Well, and on a day like today, why not start to install some of the scout team?
Yeah, and I think we saw some stuff yesterday too that we didn't clarify it or confirm it, but it felt like we're starting to watch game prep. Like I know from years of doing this, what being there during game week and what game prep looks like, and it's like this is starting to feel a little bit like attention has turned from iron sharpens iron to let's have a pig roast.
So who's the quarterback who's just running everybody over?
They don't have one of those. They put Jabari at quarterback this week. Jabari's running scout team quarterback. Kidding. That's not actually happening. Relax.
Only because Cam Jones is injured, right?
Yeah, Cam Jones is out. I did interview Ethan Wright today. That is uploading now. Sorry. Came home. I did take an hour nap today because it's been a long week. Aaron, I forgot that I recorded radio on Wednesday for tonight. So we were driving home from dinner, went out and had dinner with Kelly and Kelsey and my dad and stepmom. And there I was on the radio on 1530 hosting the high school pregame show. And Kelly looked at me kind of like,
what?
Is that what you had to do Wednesday? And I was like, yep, that's what I had to do Wednesday.
How are you here and there?
There's another me. I've cloned myself.
Oh, God.
You're already tired of hearing my voice as it is every day. You can't imagine if there's two of me.
I won't imagine it. I refuse.
Did have a great interview today. Talked to Ethan Wright. That, like I said, is uploading now. Should be on the YouTube page here. Probably right before we have this one. For some reason, these go through the checks. Like it uploads and then it has to go through these series of checks to make sure there's no music or whatever.
Copyright
I'm guessing
checks.
Because copyright checks. I'm guessing because higher ground, there's a lot more background noise and like the checks take a little bit longer. Yeah. No, they usually turn the music off for the interviews because there's people doing interviews.
Right.
But really good stuff from Ethan. You haven't seen it yet, so you can't really quiz me on it.
Can't. But I'm curious, how comfortable is he feeling right now as a safety?
He said it took him 2 or 3 days where he kind of felt like a fish out of water. But he played defense he played safety in high school.
Okay. So
he said it's been coming back pretty, and you can see it, man. Like it might not be crazy to say, like long term, I think he's maybe the best safety on this roster. Yeah.
Javon Hicks would like a word.
Okay. I mean, I think Javon's really, really, really good. But I think Ethan has a chance to be, once he really fully understands what is being asked of him and to get his feet underneath him, I think it's going to be significant to add him into the rotation.
Byron Threats would like a word.
Okay.
Jack
they can
Dingle
have a word.
Would like a word.
They can have a word.
Armorian Smith would like a word.
I'm not having words with Armorian Smith.
Case in point.
I'm not doing that.
Defense rests.
I'm not doing that. I don't want that smoke. That is not the smoke I'm looking for. But I think those guys would like agree. Like when you watch him out there, man, there's a reason Luke Fickell for 2.5 years has been talking about Ethan Wright at safety. He knew.
Yeah.
He knew. He had watched the tape for when the kid was in high school.
And Ethan's got what, like 3 years of eligibility left?
Yeah. So he's going to be an impact guy. Just going to take a little bit to get him up to speed, but I wouldn't be surprised if, as we get later in the season, you see him out there getting some run. You know, maybe working as like a 1B to Javon Hicks 1A. Now, again, Amorion's been very good too, so he will have something to say about that. But long term, man, Ethan's going to be a factor in that safety room. Talk to him about the little school, small school stuff that kind of followed him around in high school. You know, that he wasn't as good as maybe some of the other players in the state, even though he put up better numbers than pretty much everybody, because he was at a small school. And he talked about how that kind of impacted his mindset back in the day. Talked to him about safety, talked to him about the running back room, talked to him about Coach Hitchler. So really good stuff from Ethan. Another in a great line of the interviews have been outstanding throughout camp. Like some really good insight from a lot of guys up and down the roster. So if you haven't watched any of that stuff, check out the YouTube page. They're all there. One of these days, Aaron will maybe put them in a playlist. You can just watch them all back to back to back.
One thing at a time, okay? You want the timestamps? I'm giving you the timestamps.
Wouldn't it be easier to timestamp them? You put them in a playlist, and then you can just go through and knock out the playlist?
No.
Okay. Anything else you want to get to? You had a list.
JQ as the all freshman team. No surprises there?
No, 24/7 reached out and said, we're thinking about JQ for our all freshman team. Do you think he's going to play? Yes, I do. I said, I don't know if it's going to be right away. And I will. Jaquan Shepard is having a good camp.
You should have actually said, do you think you should have thought harder about his ranking?
He was a 4-star. I mean, he
eventually, finally, at the end.
It took a little time.
Man.
Hey, it's not where you start. It's how you finish, Aaron.
Okay.
It's how you finish. Don't let angry Aaron show up today.
He's creeping around in there.
He's bubbling. I see him. He's on your shoulder. It's like the little devil and the angel. Angry Aaron is like he's pulling out your headphones, talking into your ear. I see you, angry Aaron.
All
right. But yeah, I mean, I think he deserves it. I think he's going to be one of the premier freshman immediate impact corners in the country. I don't think there's any avoiding it at this point. The kid just has the ability to make plays. Like he's around the ball and getting his hands on the ball. He's had 2 drops this week that are unlike him. Like 2 that he should have been pretty easy catches and have gone through his hands. And you can see he's been pretty mad at himself afterwards. But that's if the only knock on you is like as a corner is you're not completing the pass breakups into interceptions. Pretty good problem to have.
Is there anything else you see related? I'm trying to think.
Not really, I don't think.
Well, Sauce and Dez went up against each other today.
Joint practice.
Well, first off, joint practices are stupid. But I like this matchup, and Sauce picked off Dez in practice.
Yeah.
I feel like every other practice that I've read about has just been fight after fight after fight, and the footage has been awful, actually, where they're just going at each other like mad.
Yeah.
But this one, obviously, you like to see those 2 guys on the field together again.
Look, AP wasn't there to save Dez. Like, you know, usually in the past when Dez has tested Sauce, he had AP there to save the day at times. Didn't have AP in the vicinity to at least break it up. I guess they said he was pressured and made a throw on the move, and Sauce got him.
I did see somewhere that Sauce
Sauce let him hear about it.
Well, I saw somewhere that Sauce got scored on as well. So
I've seen Sauce scored on in practice.
I know it's practice, but it just felt it was worth
It's going to happen eventually.
I'm just saying Sauce wasn't like a day that it was just Sauce. Right. That was all I was pointing out.
It's going to happen eventually.
Also wanted to bring up, I guess, just quickly, Scott Frost out here in these streets talking about how he is so proud that he made 15 guys puking 15, 20 times in practice. What are we doing?
Give me a break. Like, one, he's going to get his offensive line coach fired. Because there's going to be outrage. I don't think he cares at this point in time. Because he knows this is like, either we win.
Because Nebraska's a sinking ship.
Either we win or I get fired. So I don't care what I say right now. I'm just going to say what I got to say.
Just reckless.
Yeah. Like, look, maybe people love that 15 years ago, but it's not good. There's nothing about making kids vomit 15 times a day that's good about anything.
Heat exhaustion is a real thing.
Yeah. UC's as careful about it as anybody. And I've seen a kid like almost have to be resuscitated and taken to the hospital. Like, it's very, very real.
Not with anybody who's currently coaching.
No, yeah. When they just had a kid, it was like 97 degrees at Higher Ground like a couple years ago, and the kid just overheated. It wasn't because they were overworking them. It was look, man, this camp has been by far the best weather camp we've ever had. We did not have any of those days where it was like, 86 at 9:00 in the morning.
I'm sweating through everything I have.
Yeah,
and the sun's only here in the sky.
Yeah, like that. Those days, and when you have those days, there's nothing you can do about the fact that somebody's going to get hot. Like that's just the nature of being outside practicing in heat of that nature. But no, they had a guy that got hot at the end of practice, and they followed all the steps, got him into the cool tub, and had the IVs, and he's still like his body just took like 15 minutes really to like get through it. It was terrifying.
That's again not anything that you want your head coach out beating a drum for, saying this is how we're running things.
We're Hey everybody, guess what? We're abusing our players.
Your children.
Yeah.
That chose to go to this school.
It's ridiculous.
So I don't know. It just makes me
like friend of the show, Kyle Trout used to overheat all the time. That was a regular thing for Kyle.
It just makes me happy that this isn't anything that I fear with these guys.
Well, Aaron is as good as any trainer in the business. Aaron Himmler.
Right.
And they have, especially now, the other thing now is the technology has changed. So they're monitoring these kids live as, practice happens. You can see if a body temperature is rising, body temperature is lowering, like a heart rate. They've got the monitors on that they're watching all these kids. And if something is off, there's a notification that, hey, get an eye on this kid because something ain't right. Did I tell you about Devin Hightower on this show yesterday?
You've told me, but we haven't talked about it here.
You want to know how tough the kids in this program are? The first play of the scrimmage last Saturday, Devin Hightower gives it one of these, shakes it off, and practices the rest of the scrimmage. Doesn't say anything, didn't really notice anything. Then after the scrimmage, he tells one of the trainers, hands kind of numb, tingly. His bicep was in his shoulder. He had torn the bicep off of the bone. And I guess when that happens, like once it's off, you just don't notice. Like you notice, but like there's not like, it's not like breaking a bone where there's like instant pain.
Right.
You just, feel a little bit of, and I'm sure in football, like you get stingers or whatever all the time. Your hand goes a little tingly and you just go about your business. But yeah, tore the bicep off the bone.
Still played
47 snaps in the scrimmage. I talked to him about it. He's like, I didn't even think it was, I thought it was like nothing. Like I didn't even, just felt like I maybe got clipped or something and like hitting the funny bone, and went back out and took care of business. And then afterwards, yeah, football, man.
Built different.
Football. That did just I don't know. I thought something might be wrong, but I was okay to play, so I didn't really think to say anything about it. It's unbelievable.
Scrimmage tomorrow, though, 10:30.
Scrimmage tomorrow, 10:30. I will be out there. I know Dave is coming out with me. I don't know if Brent is making it down or not. But we'll be rolling deep. Look for the content tomorrow on the final movement day for this roster before they head back to Cincinnati and get ready for Arkansas. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. Galactic Fried Chicken is the sponsor. This is the Nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!